Hi, thank you so much for coming to Consensus. My name is Sally Taylor and I'm the creator of this project. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the project before you enter so that you're not too confused. The fable that is the result of this project is one about 6 blind men who come upon an elephant in their travels, and each man feels a different piece of the elephant's body before concluding what the elephant is. The one that feels the tail says, well, elephant's got to be a rope. The one that feels the ear says, I think elephant might be a fan. The one that feels the tusk says elephant's a spear. And then they all argue the righteousness of their perceptions with one another until a king comes along and says, you know, you each hold a piece of the greater truth of this thing, but none of you have the capacity to understand the true essence of this animal without collaborating, listening, and sharing your experience. And so, for me, the fable has always been a metaphor for our individuated human experiences. You know, we come to the planet with our 5 senses, and they're the only tools we get to explore the huge vastness of the universe and of reality. But then with that limited understanding, that limited perception, we think we know much more of the greater whole and go about befriending those who agree with us or discrediting those who don't. And I thought more could be revealed if we could talk to each other and communicate in a non-threatening language, which I believe art is. So what I did was I created an elephant of my own understanding by collecting 22 images that represented different angles of one thing. And then I gave each photograph to a musician and asked them to interpret the essence of what that photograph meant to them. Then I took their song and gave it to a painter, the painting to a perfumer, the perfume to a sculptor, the sculpture to a dancer, the dance to a poet, until all of the senses had been represented. And after 2.5 years of work, 140 artists had interpreted the elephant, if you will, and weighed in on what their interpretation of it was. Now, none of the artists knew whose work they were interpreting, nor what would happen with their art. They just wanted to be part of something that was bigger than themselves. And the result is consensus. So the way that the project works is that when you come into the space, there's no right way to go through it, but you can see that there are these plaques, and everything starts with a photograph. The photograph goes to the next person goes to the next, and so on and so forth. And on the sides, you can see each of their interpretations of the art that they received. At the end, all of the art in the chain is given to a set designer who then interprets the art as a whole and creates space for it. Once you've interpreted the work for yourself, you can go to one of our creative stations and express your own interpretation and post it to our inspiration boards. On the tablets around the room, you will also find a place to explore the art in its nuances, as well as to explore the artists that created it, and to even get their information sent to your own email, should you want it or want to get in touch with them. So this is Consensus. I'm so glad that you're here. Please engage in all of your senses and open yourself up to new states of mind. Thanks.